Hello. So we are Monday, 24th of July. I spent from early hours of Thursday morning, Wednesday night. Basically, Wednesday when it hit midnight, going into Thursday is when I took my severe abdomen pain again. Um, and vomiting. So you want to get this pain, it niggles. It works its way up to sort of moderate pain. Then I start feeling nauseated. Pain travels round the back. I sometimes get pain down my left arm and it kind of goes numb, tingly. Start feeling nauseated. Then the pain reaches severe. That's when I start vomiting. Starting getting the feverish symptoms. But it just wasn't stopping. So about 1:30, we phoned an ambulance. Got my partner to phone an ambulance. I was on the floor in tears. Couldn't send an ambulance. Apparently, there was none to send, and it would be quicker going to out of hours. So phoned out of hours. They sent me to, well, I'm sorry, phoned NHS 24. They sent me to out of hours. So partner had to take me to out of hours. Doctor, that was at the back of 3. Doctor sent me to the RAH. That's where the fun began. So I had to wait. They told me He told me that he'd phoned ahead so the surgeons would be waiting on me to see me. That was a lie. I had to wait, see triage and all that again. Then I had to wait for the surgeons to come down and take me back in. And eventually they took me in, put the cannula in my arm. Never used the cannula the whole time I was there, by the way. So now I am supporting a nice lovely bruise on my arm from a cannula that wasn't even used. Um, Still vomiting, still in agony, still no painkillers. So they took some bloods, sent me down for a chest x-ray, just to make sure my hernia hadn't strangled or anything like that. Um, Sent me to surgical receiving unit uh, about 10, about 6:30. I got there. Still no pain relief. Had to ask for it. It turned out I wasn't prescribed anything, so they gave me, basic painkillers, paracetamol. Doesn't touch it, otherwise I wouldn't be there. So, back at 10 comes, the doctors come round. I'm lying in my bed, rolling about, agony, crying. All 5 of them standing over me, surgeons as well, talking over the top of me. Reading through my file, been in multiple times with it. Surgeon, Dr. Whalen, I think his name was. Well, you've been in often enough with this pain. Same old, Linda, was the response I got. Thanks very much, dude. I'm currently lying in pain, but I'm not fucking deaf. No pain relief still. He basically said, well, basic pain relief, wash, dress, something to eat and drink, and home by lunchtime. Meanwhile, I'm still in tears, rolling about bed in pain. No IV intervention, nothing. Can't keep anything down. The nurse gave paracetamol, which I threw back up. A little bit of Oromoth, which I threw back up. A cyclozine anti-sickness tablet, which I threw back up, like I said I would. Yeah. So when they moved me up to the second surgical ward, that was a little bit more decent. It had one nursing carer that really fought for me. They said they weren't going to do any investigation in there, so it was basically just pain relief. But the Saturday, the carer said, Buzz, even if you get a slight pain, don't wait till it's in its max, because we obviously don't have any IV or anything like that they can give you, because it's not been, some reason it's not been prescribed. The carer and the nurse wasn't happy with this because they could see the pain I was in. So, slightest bit of pain, they said Buzz. So, outcome, I was high in oral morph. Yep, it worked. It kept the pain at bay. It kept the vomiting at bay with the cyclazine, and doubled up the oral morph with the paracetamol. It worked. It might have got me a bit high, but it worked. So, the next day, the Sunday, the nicer surgeon came around. She was really good. So, she's going to send me for a liver scan. And they took some more bloods before they released me yesterday. They're checking now for sphincter of Oddi. Apparently the sphincter is a small sort of valve that helps control the flow of bile, something like that. It does present the same sort of pain, signs and symptoms of gallstones, which is what this feels like. So fingers crossed that something actually comes of that. So before leaving yesterday, the carer and the nurse stated that they don't feel so guilty now for getting me so high in the morphine and keeping me in, because I was meant to be released on the Saturday. If I didn't need the oral morph. So obviously that went down the drain, because they said the slightest pain they would give me the oral morph. So they said they didn't feel so bad now, because they knew it was a decent surgeon that was coming round, and they knew she would do something about it, and she did, so they didn't feel so bad. So that's getting done as an outpatient. So I get released about 8 o'clock last night. Just chilling out today. Had slight pain, but they gave me some dihydrocodeine to take home with me, which is what they also had me on in between the oral morph. They started, instead of giving me the paracetamol, they still gave me the paracetamol, so they had me on the paracetamol, the dihydrocodeine, and then the oral morph on top of that, so it was 3 different painkillers. So yeah, I was as high as I could. So they gave me some dihydrocodeine home. I've only had to see that once today, so fingers crossed the pain stays kind of being. I don't have much more problem with it than now. Yeah, I just, the fact that I'm not getting any help, and I was lying in pain for that long, and the whole point of going in the hospital was for pain relief. Now, my partner asked about giving the morphine through the cannula. Their excuse was, you need a doctor for that. And there's more nurses around, so we'd rather give something that the nurses can give, rather than having to go get a doctor to give the morphine. Which is a load of bull, because the last time I was in with this pain a couple of years ago, they put the morphine needle in with a patch, and it's like a slow release of morphine, so a doctor doesn't need to keep coming round. So they're talking a load of crap right there. They just don't want to give it because it's too expensive. Our NHS has totally went to crap. I literally received no help at all. Even the nurses in that second ward were baffled. They don't understand why I was left in such pain. Now, I could easily have stayed at home like that. I could easily have just lay in my own house like that rather than having to go into a hospital, which I don't like doing. You know when I'm in pain when I phone an ambulance, because I never phone an ambulance. And honestly, after this experience, I'll probably never phone one again. And I probably won't ever phone to get into a hospital again, because there's absolutely no point. The NHS is useless. They will not help. So, yeah, that's been my last couple of days. I've not really time to think of my anxiety, but as you can maybe tell, I am a bit anxious still. Sitting in a hospital when you've got anxiety as well isn't the best. It's not so bad when you're in pain, because you're not really thinking of your anxiety at that point. You're too focused on the pain. But the times that I wasn't in pain, I just kind of close my eyes and try to go to sleep, block everyone else out. It's not easy when you're in a ward and you haven't shared the room with other people and you've got anxiety. It's not even easy speaking to a nurse and asking for painkillers. Actually, in the setting ward, they actually pulled me up for not buzzing for painkillers. So they kind of kept coming round periodically, they could tell when I was in pain, so yeah, they would just give it. I don't like bothering them, because I know how they're busy, especially the ward I was in. It was pretty hectic in the ward I was in. So I have this coffee thing on Wednesday. My worker's going to take me out to that. So I suppose my next update will be how that went and how anxious or non anxious I was. We'll see how that goes. But for now, I'm just glad to be home and recovering. Well, I'll speak to you all soon. Goodbye.